Please introduce yourself first.
My name is Tony Petroulias. I'm the artistic director here at St. Spyridon Greek Orthodox Church for the folk dance program.
Great. And just describe what's going on here today.
Today we had our FDF preview. FDF is a big competition that we have every year. And today all the children presented their dances with their costumes to the community. So now we're having rehearsal behind me. We can't get enough.
How many days a week have you been rehearsing?
Between all the groups, I've been here 5 days a week.
For how many?
For 3 hours every night.
Since December?
Since we started practicing in September, but since November we've been here more.
Wow.
Yeah.
And is it just this team, or do you have other teams as well?
I have other team. I have an older group that's college and above. And then I have 2 younger kids that I help that are from ages 8. So we have 8 to 28.
Wow. And when did, tell us when, and if you could contextualize the answer as well, like saying we're going to FDF.
Yeah.
So when is FDF?
FDF is next weekend, February 12th through 16th, for 4 days. We dance 2 rounds of competition, our semifinal and final, with groups that are in our category, our age range and skill level.
What do you think your chances are?
I think we'll do well. We've done well the past 3 years, so I think we'll be fine.
In terms of, we're kind of at the end now, I mean, it's very close. What are you looking for from the dancers today?
Right now, I'm just looking for presence, stage presence. This dances and the steps, I think they know, and the styling. So we're just trying to get that confidence, because I think that's what wins. The judges are looking for that confidence, and they're looking to be excited about the dances, so to make them want to jump on stage and dance with the kids. If the kids can accomplish that, I think they have a good chance to medal.
Did this help today, having the
Yes.
parents here?
I saw some things, and the kids were a little nervous with their costumes, so that's good. It helped, and we'll fix those things the next couple of days.
Dress rehearsal.
Dress rehearsal, yeah.
Tony, what's your background in Greek dance?
I started dancing in Greece when I was 13 in a folk dance group from my hometown of Thiva. And then when I was 18, I moved back here and I brought my knowledge. And I've been teaching dance groups here in this church since then for over 35 years. And then every summer I try to go back and do some research in 3-4 different villages to document these dances, because they're getting lost there too. And it's important to pass that culture on to these kids.
Do you take videos?
Yeah, videos, I record musicians, and that's very important for the styling mostly.
What, you go to the same villages every summer?
No, I pick 3 different villages every year, all from all over Greece, mainland, islands, wherever I'm interested in that year.
Where did you go last summer?
I went to the island of Kythnos, which is the second island down from Athens. It's close to the mainland. And then I went up to northwestern Epirus, to the town of Konitsa. And I learned some dances there.
And what dance are they doing right now in the background?
The dance is Kasaposerviko. It's a popular dance that came over from Asia Minor. A lot of the people from this island, because it was a poor island, they would go over to Asia Minor, which is Turkey today, and work. So they brought a lot of these songs and dances back, and they used them. And because they're also so close to the mainland, they use mainland dances. So this island of Kythnos, it's all mixed. So it's a very interesting mix.
So, and the costumes tell the story as well, right?
Right.
What was the dance? Right, or the one, tell me about the one they did, I'm not going to be able to describe it, when they were in costume, when they were performing.
When the first dance where the boys had the pants?
Yes.
Okay, that was from Konitsa, Epirus. Those are very old and traditional dances. They have very complex rhythms. I mean, the dances are simple, but the rhythms are difficult in that part of Epirus. And because it was cold, as you can see, the costumes are very heavy wool. And because all the villages were built on mountainsides, they didn't have a lot of flat land, so the dances had to be small. So that's why you see all the steps that are smaller and circular.
Get closer together.
And it was very cold, and they had to dance indoors most of the time. So
Oh, I didn't know that.
so
That's very cool.
so that influences how the dances progress.
And of course all the students, I guess we call them, they
Yeah.
know the stories.
Yeah, before we start, I show them videos and maps and things like that, and tell them stories,
Yeah.
so they understand what it's about.
Do you bring in experts, other dancers to teach them?
Yeah, from Greece. I mean, I film the kids and I send the videos to Greece and have them critique. Sometimes the experts are here in the United States doing workshops, so we bring them in to look at the kids and help us out too. Because it's always get multiple viewpoints,
Yeah.
because they live there all the time and we don't. So I might miss something that summer.
I've heard that a lot of authentic dancing, because FDF is keeping that
Yeah.
alive, it's actually stronger here in some ways than it is in Greece. Not in the villages, but among us.
Yeah, luckily in Greece, they're becoming the more kids are joining dance groups. Because of the economy now and everything, they don't have a lot of money to do other things like they used to, so they're getting back to basics. And dancing is one of those. It's exercise, and it's inexpensive. You pay the teachers €10, €10 a month, and the kids can go every week, and it's great. But yeah, I mean, about 10, 15 years ago, it was disappearing. But luckily, there's a few people in Greece that got everything back together. So.
Do you want to say any names of those people in Greece that are?
There's just too many. Yeah, it's too many. Yeah.
Okay, and oh, it just went out of my head what I wanted to ask you. Oh, are you going to have live musicians?
Yes, we're gonna have live musicians. The band that we're hiring for Ipiros is from Seattle. They're fantastic musicians. We brought them down here a few weeks ago, and we had our rehearsal.
What's the name of that?
Dromeno,
Oh, I saw them in Kipseli.
Kipseli, yes. So, and then for our island set, we have a local woman here named Sanna Rosengren. She's Swedish, but she loves Greek music, and she's an excellent violinist. So she's going to play violin for us, and the lauto player from Dromeno is going to play with her. And they know each other, so. And then the kids are going to sing.
I heard them sing.
Yeah.
Great. What's the song about that they're singing?
The song that they just sang behind me is, back in the old days, there were populations were mixed Turkish and Greek in the same villages because the Turks were in Greece for 100 years. So one Turkish boy liked a Greek girl. So he was telling her, I'm gonna marry you. And she goes, no, you're not gonna marry me. So he goes, I'm gonna become a bee and you're gonna become my flower. And she goes, no. And or I'm gonna become wine and I'm gonna drink you, he said to her. And he goes, no, I will never marry a Turk. So it's a back and forth kind of playful dialogue. But I think at the end they got married anyway, because of course. So.
To have a happy ending. And people that are there will know that story.
Yes.
That's awesome. And do you still dance?
No, not in a group, no. I dance for fun. Mostly I teach, no.
Okay. Do you go to the folk dance center here?
Yeah, I teach once a month there on a Friday night. It's Greek night, so I teach once a month. And I teach workshops in here in Southern California, wherever I'm invited. So.
You've been doing this 35 years, did you say? So you've taught children of...
Yeah, this is like my third generation here.
That's wonderful. Is there anything you'd like us to say in this documentary about, from your point of view, that...
I think my main thing, I think Greek dance is a way of life. People in the villages used to do it for a sense of community. It wasn't about showing off. It wasn't about how high they can jump or how many kicks they can do. It was all getting together once a year in that communal feeling, because everybody was too busy, life was hard. So Greek dancing is just about that. It's not complicated, a lot of the steps. And it had a hierarchy. The older people would dance in the front, and the younger would be in the back. And that would be just like the community was, and the society. So that's a beautiful thing, and I hope it stays that way.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what we're trying to do here. get that sense of community and humility.
We feel that being here today, just with the people that were watching and the dancing. It was really wonderful.
And we're lucky. We have a bunch of good kids here and good parents that support it.
Sure. Yeah.
I was thinking maybe we could ask if you could talk a little bit about the satisfaction you get from teaching.
Good question.
Oh, I mean that's yeah. It's a great thing.
Start though with
Satisfaction.
contextualize it. What I love about teaching and being part of it.
So, as we were talking about earlier, I've been here 35 years, and in order to be here that long, I must love it. I love passing that on to the children. And it's not just about the dances, because they stay in the community, they stay in the church, they stay in our religion. So that's very important to me, and that's why I do it. It's not for the medals or the prizes or competition. It's just to keep the kids here and together. It's good that we have the FDF and we have a purpose. That's what makes us do it. But that's not my main purpose, and that's not our main purpose. So it's a goal.
To plan your year.
To plan a year, yes. And the kids get excited. We're in the United States. Competition is important here. And we just can't cut off what they know. I mean, and just tell them, okay, we're going to cram Greek down your throat.
Well,
Yeah.
Kids in school.
Kids in school.
They're competing on sports teams
Yeah.
and
All these kids are in some sports, and so it's important. So we try to mix the two, do a fine balance wherever we can.
how did you first start at St. Spyridon? Were you invited to teach, or were you a dancer there?
Well, when I came back from Greece, there was a need for a dance teacher, and they found out I danced in Greece, and that's how I started.
Okay, but you were only 18.
Yes.
So you've always been a teacher.
Always been, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I've danced too with other groups. I've danced with groups in Long Beach and the North County San Diego Church when I was in college with all my friends. But besides that, I taught also.
Do you have some students that would rather not be dancing, but they?
Always, but somehow at the end, they're the best, I think. They come out of their shell and they show me more than all the other children on stage.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I mean, it just gets to them, I think, at the end. They've been doing it so long, I said, what the heck? Might as well do it. Exactly, yes.
Let me see what else I had. When will you start up again?
After FDF, our Lent begins, so we won't start till after Easter again. And we'll do preparation for our annual Greek festival here in June.
Oh, that's right.
So the kids will perform there too. So, and then we have other performances along the year, so to keep them going.
How many students you teach the college team or the kids?
That's 18 dancers there. So I have 13 in the Aegeans, and then I oversee the other little groups. I think there's 8, and then there's 12 in the other one.
So a lot of kids come back.
Yes.
Wow.
They go away to college, they graduate, they come back, and they go, we want to do something. And they either end up teaching, I help them teach, I give them material, I give them sources, and then they also want to dance. They're still young enough and they have no families yet, so.
Sure. I was thinking maybe we could ask. It seems like the nowadays in general, in broader society, there's a lot of generation gaps, but the culture here really seems to transcend that, and there's a lot of unity between the generations.
Right.
Do you think maybe you could speak to that a bit?
I think that's. Yeah. As we said, like in the greater society, I think there's more of a generational gap. But here, we Greeks, I mean, we're always together as a family. We have grandparents, parents, we always stick together. And we go visit our grandparents, the kids go visit their grandparents, everybody's near them. So the generational gap doesn't appear so large. I mean, there's differences, but I think we still maintain that family unit, which includes grandparents, aunts, uncles, great aunts and uncles. So we keep that. So we're lucky in that respect.
I think that's awesome that everyone sticks together, and a lot of it is around dance, right?
A lot of it around dance. There we have Sunday school. We have Goya, which is Greek Orthodox Youth of America. They do activities. Sunday school. So every Sunday they're here all day. They're doing something with a culture or religion. So they can't get away from it. I mean, they may rebel after they go to college, but a lot of my former students, they've gone away and they dance with other parishes wherever they've gone to school. And they do great, yeah. And
yeah, I've heard that they, after being part of FDF, when they go away to college, they are likely to run into someone else.
Yes, yes. And they go, oh, Tony taught you? Okay, come in the group. So we all know all the directors, we know each other, so we do have references. My kids coming up there, let them join the group. So we communicate that way.
Do you talk to directors on the East Coast?
Not so many. I have a few friends from here that moved and are living back there now, and we talk. Like the costumes that we're doing for Ipiros. One of my former students lives in New York and dancing with a group there, and we borrowed those costumes from them. Otherwise, it would have been too expensive for us to make. And knowing people is a great advantage.
Yeah, because those costumes are gorgeous.
They're gorgeous, yes.
We talked to Dina Stamos.
Yeah.
It was like listening to all the work that goes into making those costumes.
I mean, this costume to buy in Greece is about 2,000 euros. Each costume, the women's costume, yes. And we rented them for a lot less than that.
Yeah. Good. I didn't know you could rent costumes.
Yeah. Well, they usually don't do it because I knew the director and the ex-student. They let us do that because they trusted me with their costumes. So.
Do you publish anything like papers or videos? Are you like? Is there a Tony?
No, nothing like that. I just go teach whoever asks because I'm not in the academic side of it. I'm more like the folksy side, where whatever I see and whatever I see people do, that's what I try to pass along. The way it's done with the grassroots people at the villages.
Did you work with Peter Priobolos very much directly, or?
When he was here, I mean, he ran FDF for a long time, so we were always communication. Plus, he's here, his children are here, so we communicated. I'm teaching his grandchildren now, so so it's great. And he's been a great supporter, and it's fantastic.
Okay. Do you have any other?
Can I try and put words in your mouth? We're running out of battery, so I don't know how much time we have left. I was thinking maybe, what do you think about this? I was just thinking maybe you could say something like what's so amazing about teaching the dances and everything is that everybody comes together, or maybe what's so great about teaching the dances and the performances and all of that is that everybody gets to come together and we all celebrate where we came from, and that just brings us all closer together. That's useful.
Well, yeah, in terms of friendships being made and that kind of thing.
Just as like a rhetoric.
Well, and how hand-holding is a very powerful thing
Yeah,
to do. People don't, like, what has amazed me at FDF was kids touching each other at an age when usually...
Well, usually don't, yes.
Especially boys and boys.
Boys and boys especially.
So if you could contextualize that with just say one way dance brings them together or some of the ways dance.
Yeah, I think also our form of dance, I think, brings the kids together. It's a team, and by holding hands, they're not afraid to be with people. Holding hands, shoulders, men with men. They don't have that fear, like most society does. And then they dance together. They learn together. Just the feeling of holding somebody else's hand is a great advantage. I mean, I think in their life. That's it.
I agree.